And where down we go, oh, 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 where down we go, oh, 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 so where down we go, way down.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the fourth episode of the My Thoughts series. Today I'm going to be breaking down everything I've done so far in this world in between episodes, because I have, and you see one of those big things over there. And I'll also be talking about what happened in the finale of Challenge USA 2, and how that season went, and looking forward to the future of the challenge, with Battle for a New Champion Season 39 coming up, and Season 40 just around the corner after that, which I'm really looking forward to also. So, obviously the biggest thing to get out of the way early is I terraformed the entire mountain. That was a big task. Yeah, so I'm going to be breaking... I terraformed the entire mountain. that happened. So now what I'm going to be doing is building a perimeter around the mountain, so it just looks nicer, along with placing... Then I'm going to start the farms in tomorrow's episode. Because, lucky you, you're getting 2 episodes in a weekend. Because I'm bored and don't know what to do. So you're going to get 2 episodes this week. So, congrats to you. On to the Challenge USA finale, which very underwhelmed me. I'll get it out of the way now. The winners were Chris and for the guys and Desi for the girls. Desi's not a bad winner. I just think, honestly, I've never been a huge fan of the women's side of the challenge. I just feel like some of the winners have been lackluster and carried through the season. So, I mean, they've never been my favorite to watch. But on the guys' side, it was Chris with Corey coming in second, another second place for Corey, close to winning his first championship, but he just can't do it. Bananas got third, and Fessy got fourth. What really annoys me about this season wasn't any of the season itself, because I feel like the season itself was a decently good season with a lot of strengths, with some glaring weaknesses that will be broken down in this video, obviously, because there's a reason I'm making it. One of them being the final. Normally the final is supposed to be the culmination of the entire season and all of its storylines and everything coming together nicely to finish the season off with a bang. That did not happen in this season. I felt like it went out with a whimper. I just feel like it didn't leave a good taste in my mouth, the final. It was a 2-day final, which I usually am super overjoyed by, because 2-day finals are the best, because they're harder and more challenging and longer and more grueling, but that just, it wasn't this season. They kind of skimped out on the final. I feel like it wasn't hard I mean, obviously it was hard, because finals are hard, but I mean, it wasn't to the level of some of the finals that have been run in the show. Some of them have just been grueling, multi-day, swimming, biking, running, hiking, climbing, puzzles, eating. And that's where you'd fall into the trap thinking this season was a good season. Because this final had those things, but they didn't do it right. The eating, okay, so I'm gonna go part by part. The first day really is what upset me. Honestly, I can't say the most, 'cause the second part was also really bad. But the first part of the final was just, it left a bad taste in my mouth to get it started, which is never good. It started with a skills challenge, as TJ called it, where instead of having the opponents, all the finalists, run to each challenge or traverse to the next challenge, they were all just in a field. So all of the challenges they needed to do were just sitting in a field waiting for them. Okay, you can still come back from this. I don't know how you're going to do it, but you can still come back from this. They didn't. Just heads up, they didn't. It was bad. The first one was the sweat one. Or not the sweat, I'm thinking of Survivor, sorry, Sweat and Savvy, my bad. Was the strength one. Which would have been a good one if it was actually a strength challenge. It was not a strength challenge. It was kind of just a speed challenge. Because everything was proportional to body weight, so it really didn't matter if you were strong, you just had to be quick. Which Chris was, and won that first one. And it wasn't even that hard, you just had to pull some boxes up a hill on a sled. Big whoop. And it was a really short hill. Like, I would want them to do a lot more than that. The second one was the SMART challenge, which was another great one, a spelling bee. Who wants a spelling bee in a final for the challenge? You don't do that. Sorry, no. I will not be accepting that. You don't do that in the final of a challenge. It's just wrong. And felt like a slap in the face to all challenge fans there. Because it's a spelling bee is not a part of the final. You could do a spelling bee in a daily like they did in Free Agents, which was just funny, or at trivia, or like, I mean, sure, that's good. Do trivia. Do that, but don't do it as part of the final. Because it's not part of the final. It's not a final challenge. It's not what it is. It just left a bad taste in my mouth, because then, Bananas won that, getting a part of his lead. Who won the other one for the, I don't even know who won for the girls, probably Desi. And then, their third challenge was the puzzle. Cool puzzles, those are good. But it was a super easy puzzle that Bananas and Corey, being idiots, took forever to solve. It wasn't really that hard of a puzzle. Like, you just had to alternate the colors, and you would have gotten it. Oh, bless you. I should say bless you myself. Jesus. Oh, that's sad. So that wasn't great, because it wasn't that hard. The third part was the food eating challenge. It wasn't that. I mean, the vets dominated. Bananas and Tori won by minutes, and it wasn't even a challenge for them. While Bananas is doing it, he's just teaching everyone how to do an eating challenge. He's like, don't start with the crackers first, because it's going to dry your mouth out. And that was really funny to watch Bananas do, but the final, it wasn't good. It wasn't a good one. That was day one. It probably took them, in total, to do all the challenges, maybe 15 minutes. Maybe 20. So, after doing 20 minutes of some easier stuff, they then get the rest of the day off to chill in a nice tent and eat food and sleep. So great. Now all the time, so all throughout the day, all that first day, each challenge was giving them time bonuses and negatives for the next leg, which was a 10-mile run with challenges in between, which, I will get to, because I have my issues with that also. So, at the end of the first day, Bananas was 2 minutes up, or 1 minute up on on Fessy and, what's his name? Chris. Who in turn were 6 minutes up, making Bananas 7 minutes up on Corey, who had just had lost every single challenge and doubled down on one of them to give him a 2-minute penalty. So he was in a really big deficit, but as you'll see, that doesn't matter, because the second part of the final really sucked. On the girls' side, I don't really care. Who cares? So the second day of the final, after getting a good night's sleep, because they had a very nice tent, after that, I don't know, they got to, I'm out of shit, okay. They got to sleep. We'll just say that. It wasn't even a challenge for them. They got to sleep. Then you move into day 2, which was the 10-mile run. And that whole first day, which they had spent all 20 minutes doing, and half the episode doing, was basically pointless, because the lead Bananas had made up on everyone except Corey. basically was nothing, and so it was kind of pointless to do any of that. The gap was closed instantly. And on this 10-mile run, which should have been a pretty good final, because running is always a good part of a final, you would think. Not really in this one, because they had challenges they had to stop at each one, which is fine. That's it. That's a normal part of a challenge final. You do things along the way, along with an endurance event. That's cool. That works. That works for me. But what doesn't work is when you are required to complete that task, or you lose. Where if you don't complete it, which there's a chance you won't complete it because it's not always that easy, you will lose. Which is not how a final is supposed to go. It should be, you can get stuck on something, but always make a comeback. Not if you fail, you lose. So they get to the first one, which was axe throwing. They had 4 or 5 axes and had to land 1 to get a cut through, which would cut off 1.2 miles off their run. So immediately, and I think they ran maybe a mile or 2 to get there. So now you're cutting your run from 10 miles to 8.8. Okay, that's fine. Give a little advantage to someone who can solve this. Everyone except Tori and Fessy get it. Or don't get it. Yeah, everyone except Tori and Fessy get it. But the only issue is, last person to the second challenge is eliminated. So Tori and Fessy are automatically eliminated because there's no making up a 1.2 mile gap. It's just so so that's already super dumb. Like, they're automatically eliminated without a chance of getting it because they didn't get it. That's so cool. Yeah, you did. Oh yeah, great. But what also sucks is the fact that the second challenge ended up ruining the entire final. You had to balance rocks in a crate so it would equal the amount of weight in the first crate. And if you equaled them close enough where one wouldn't hit the ground when the other one with weight was put on it, you'd get an ATV, which would basically cut another 2 miles out of your run. So now you're down to a 6.8 mile run. Okay. A little bit less impressive than 10, but still, if everyone gets it, would be fine. No. Bananas doesn't get it and is out. So does Michaela doesn't get it, so she's out. So now, we're now down to 2 people for each team that got it. So there's your top 2. Chris and Corey. Corey's now made up his 7-minute time gap because they had an ATV that cuts off 2 miles of running, which is completely stupid. Like, what final cuts off 2 miles? Like, you're never gonna make up that time gap because the ATV will do it in 5 minutes, maybe 4, and the runner will take 16, and Bananas was moving slower, so it probably took him 20. So I mean, it makes no sense to me at all. Who designed this challenge? You're an idiot. So the finals doesn't even matter. Like, the people who got things won. Desi and Chris. Yay. The order they came in from the second challenge, because the ATV basically ruined everything. They won. Big whoop. Everyone sucks at the challenge now. Oh my god. If you can't tell, I'm really annoyed by the fact that they did that. But, because, I mean, it was a good season up to that point, and Chris had a very good arc going into it had to work through everything, come through adversity, and build his way back after being in elimination week after week after week, just to have a lackluster final, making him now the least deserving winner of the challenge and the least deserving winner of Survivor. He just can't catch a break. I mean, I hope he comes back and does another so we can show that he's a good player, because I think he's a good player in the challenge, and he showed that he was able to perform when push came to shove. But I mean, that was just sad. Hopefully, Challenge 39, Battle for a New Champion, will actually give us a new champion of the challenge. Unless they do like a little twist where it ends up, hey, we're not actually doing that. Because I could totally see them doing that, you know, like, oh, we said it was Battle for New Champion, but like, we're gonna give CT the win, because we like CT. But it starts Wednesday, and I'm excited for it. I think they're not going to mess it up. Hopefully. Fingers crossed they don't mess it up. Like they did in this season. Go back to the way finals are run. Hard, multi-day, challenging finals. Not like what they had this season. It wasn't it was probably one of the worst finals I've ever seen. I don't know. I tried to think of a good thing I could say about it. There was nothing good to say about it. It was just bad. But overall, I think Challenge 40 after 39 has to be, and I mean has to be, an absolute fabulous season. It's going to be the 40th season of the show. That's a big milestone. That's almost to 50 seasons. Honestly, 40 on the big, like Survivor. When they did 40, Winners at War. One of the best, if not the best season in the show. So if they can do that for the challenge and give these vets one last hurrah, give them a chance to show why they're the best of the best and how they built the show from the ground up, give them one last chance to put up or shut up in an all-stars-like event, I think you could get a really, really good Challenge 40, and I'm really looking forward to it. Get the next Bananas CT battle, which I feel like would really... We need one more with both of them on it. Hasn't happened in a couple seasons. We need one more Bananas CT battle. Finish the show. I just feel like they need to respect who built this show and what they've done for the show and how they've... the show would be nothing without the people like Bananas and CT and Wes and Darrell and Cara and Laurel and Evelyn and endless amounts of people. Leroy, Nani, Camilla, even though she's never going to play again, and so no matter how much we want her to play again, I don't even think anyone really wants her to play again. You can't disrespect my man Leroy and get away with it. But Challenge 40 needs to be the triumphant finishing of the challenge old era that we all know and love, with the characters that we know and love. It's got to be how they wrap it up. There's no other way to do it. Because I feel like at some point, they just gotta shut the door on the vets and move on. And I think Challenge 40 would be the perfect way to do that in a respectful way. Because I feel like the challenge is in good hands with the new reality stars that they're bringing in. Because the challenge definitely needs people that you know. It needs to be done so you don't have to spend the first half of the season getting to know these people. You can immediately hop into gameplay. And it just makes it so much more interesting. Being able to immediately hop into gameplay. That just makes it so good. Being able to just hop in and go. Because I feel like Survivor is a great crossover. Because you got Desi, Chris, Ben, and Sarah that have won the USAs. And all the other survivors have dominated the USA seasons. So I think that the challenge is in good hands with them, but they need to finish it right. Respect the vets. Give them one last season that's just them. Challenge 40. Greatest... No, I don't know. You can't really call it All-Stars. I don't know. Challenge 40. I don't know. I don't know what you'd call it. Because it's got to be something big. It's got to be... It's the season of all seasons, and it will probably be the last of people like Bananas, and probably CT, and Wes is already retired, but hopefully they can get back for one more, and maybe Leroy back for one more. So, they got the people. It's just, can they get that one last season to wrap up this era of the challenge? 40, and then add some more. It's like 45 amazing seasons of the show. It's just, can they wrap it up right? I think that's it for today's episode of my thoughts. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe. Up to you. It's completely up to you. If you made it this far in the video, leave a comment saying you did, because I don't know who's actually making it this far. But that's my thoughts, episode 4. Next episode, I will probably continue working on the perimeter and some of the farms. Maybe that'll be tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. So, see ya.